part 2 of the 30 cal 185 grain Classic Hunter Berger Bullets. Going to explain a little bit more what we see going on the block here. On the full load high velocity, where this impacted at a little over 3,100 feet per second, you can see how overly destructive it is, and that your wound channel carries not quite to the 12-inch mark. If that was shot into the shoulder of an elk at that velocity, you would have blown up his shoulder, busted his shoulder, and he'd have been running on 3 legs. Good luck trying to find that elk. I am very disappointed with that bullet at the higher velocity, but I kind of knew I would be. Reason being, I did wild game processing in Wyoming for several years. I've processed thousands of animals, and nothing came into our shop either more destroyed by a bullet, where, you know, it was really hard to actually clean up the meat and there was a lot of waste, you know, then nothing destroyed it more than a Berger bullet. And I already knew I didn't want to use them for hunting, but I have a lot of people that swear by them. Well, they do over grenade and are not good for an animal you want to eat, that's for sure. If we come over here to our 2 that I shot, I wasn't able to capture either one of them, but it's kind of neat what they did here. And with the backlight, you can see a little bit more that's going on. You have that permanent wound cavity starting decent at about the 2-inch mark. From the 4-inch mark to the 10-inch mark, I'll call it the 11-inch mark, average between the 2. You actually have decent wound cavity, and I don't know how well you can see it in there, but on that permanent wound cavity, you can see at least 3 petals, I'll call them, coming off of that. That is a good indicator that the bullet actually mushroomed before that and was tearing flesh. And then you start tumbling. And a lot of the bullets I have captured, when it looks like a great wound channel, but there's only 2 of your petals coming off, that's where that bullet simply came in and tumbled. These appear as if they did actually mushroom and do slightly more extensive damage than just tumbling through the gel. But by the time they hit that 11-inch mark to the time they're exiting the block, they are definitely have retained some decent weight and are tumbling. I'm gonna go get a knife and cut these gel blocks quick. I want to see just how well those 3 petals did here. And you can see in there, there's definitely more tearing than just a bullet tumbling, but not a lot more. So as far as Berger bullets are concerned, I think you know, I wouldn't use them because I just don't like the way they destroy the animal I want to eat. If you're just a trophy hunter and don't give a crap about the meat, by all means use them. I think with the testing I've done with them so far, they would perform in just about any caliber real well, from about 300 yards to your 700 yard mark. Maybe good out to 900 yards, still doing okay. Much over that, you're going to start poking pinholes and tumbling, and they don't perform. There's plenty of videos online showing, especially with the 264 diameter, out of like Grendel's, they don't perform. So, you know, if you want to use them, because, you know, at that closer range they definitely drop game, you know, go ahead and use them. For me to use them would go against my conscience and the wanted waste of just being overly destructive. I want a bullet that knocks game down good, kills them quick, but I'd like to see, definitely want to see better penetration than this. If you watch my other videos, the Hornady's AMAX and their ELDM moving at these velocities performed better, and then at the reduced velocities, those AMAXs and ELDMs performed better than these Bergers. So an all-around better hunting bullet that you want to just drop stuff where it's standing, I'm going to recommend Hornady's, the ELDM in particular. Definitely not a fan of Bergers. They definitely drop game. They drop them in a hurry, but you can see why. They tend to over fragment, over grenade, and last I checked, you know, you're either going to be wasting a lot of meat or you're going to be eating lead, and lead is definitely not good for you. So just another quick little video on, you know, a bullet that's a phenomenally accurate bullet, easy to get to shoot accurately, but does not perform well in a broad enough range spectrum for me. I want something that's not going to over grenade if I'm walking through the woods and I jump an animal and shoot it at 15 to 20 yards, where this would possibly not even get into the vitals on an elk. I need something for my style of hunting that will perform good at something as close as 10 yards from me, all the way out to, you know, say 500-600 yards. I don't tend to shoot further than that because I have no problem cutting the distance. Typically, most of my shots are within 200 yards. So this would be a terrible load, terrible bullet for my style of hunting. May work good for you. Hope you guys enjoy this information.